And a very warm welcome to you all, wherever you are, to Lockdown SK, the interactive self-isolation talk show, broadcasting to you live from our micro streaming studio here on the beautiful island of Corfu in sunny Greece. And should there be, for whatever reason, an interruption to our transmission, please log on to our website at www.StudioKerkyra.com or the video platform site that is Vimeo.com, or else good old-fashioned YouTube, where you will see our videos in superb quality HD. And to help me bring this digital broadcast to you today, I'm very pleased to say that we have the help of our producer, Claire Haas, who will be answering all your comments on Facebook Live and taking those live calls on Skype. And of course, no broadcast would be complete without the additional extra help from Mr. Thomas Haas. Hello, Thomas, how are you?
Hello, Adrian. Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching again. And thank you for commenting already. The comment box is overflowing already.
Whoa,
That's great, guys. It's fantastic. I mean, it's here, episode 31. Another beautiful sunny day, not windy at all.
No.
And you can feel the warmth. So everything, summer is approaching very, very slow. But let me say hello to everyone watching now and logging on. Andrea is watching from LA.
Hello,
and says
Andrea.
Kali Anastasia. Kali Anastasia to you too. Lorraine Smith is watching.
Hi,
Julie Cam is watching.
hello,
Hi,
Julie.
guys. Hope you're all safe and well. And it's Julie that is
bless her.
from Scotland, and Julie is doing the
Yes.
testing for COVID-19
For Boots,
for
that's right,
Boots.
yeah.
So the Boots employees got retrained, and they're doing now COVID testing. So for anybody of the frontline workers, exactly. So if anybody of them is free, is cleared, they can go back on the front line where they need it. So thanks for watching, Julie. And Melita is watching. Hi, Melita.
Hello, Melita.
Great to see you. We got from Melita a picture.
Yes.
And that was regarding yesterday. We're talking
Yes,
a minute
and
about.
actually,
It's
that's my
great.
first signomy of the day, ladies and gentlemen, because Melita pointed out on Facebook, sharing a photograph, a beautiful, I think it was sepia photograph, if not black and white, of early tourism by Club Med in Paleokostrica in the 1950s. Yesterday, off the top of my head, I said early 60s or mid 60s, but actually Melita has correctly corrected me, and the true answer is the 50s. So how about that, ladies and gentlemen? That's the beginning of modern era mass tourism. We should make a distinction here because Corfu has drawn in artists and tourists for centuries before that, obviously. Rumoured that even Shakespeare, and certainly that fantastic Spanish author who wrote Don Quixote, Cervantes, Manuel, I can't remember his full name now, bless me, sorry, I beg to apologise. But anyway, Cervantes, who wrote Don Quixote, he came here as well. So it's an island famed for its artistic visits.
Yeah, it's great. So I mean, I got so many comments in this.
You
Great,
go,
thanks,
go
guys.
for
It's
it.
brilliant. Steve Powers is watching. Helena Waba is watching. Hello, everybody. Hope you are all safe and uplifted. Yes, I think we uplifted.
Well, we are,
quite all
because
right.
we hear
aren't we,
from you
man?
lovely people. We're always uplifted when we hear from wonderful viewers and listeners like yourself, Helen, and all the others around the world that bother to write into us. We love hearing your comments and your points of view, of course.
Yes, and next one is Cassie Miller Mafrudi, and that is Mafrudi olive oil, just outside Moretica.
yes, we go
Great
past
family,
that.
great olive oil, doing it for quite a while. A beautiful shop they built, and a great olive museum they got.
Brilliant.
So thanks for watching, Cassie. Nikos Louvros, Nikos and
Hello,
Annabelle
Nikos.
Louvros is watching.
Hello,
Hello,
Annabelle.
Nikos. Hello, Annabelle. And Margaret Johnston. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Margaret.
Hope you are all well. Steve Ford is watching. Thank you very much, Steve. Nice to
Hi,
see
Steve.
you. David Roseman, back in the garden to listen today with tea and biscuits.
Oh,
So,
that's a
3
bonus
minutes
today. He's
until
got
we mention
biscuits.
food.
Well done. Yeah, nice one, David. Good one. That'll get us salivating early on in the programme. That's a good hot spot for the future. Hope you're sunbathing, David. Best wishes to you, all you lovely people, for writing in. Thank you very much.
And Lorraine Smith is watching. Hi for yet again from sunny Portsmouth. Great, thank you. Melita is writing in happy egg dyeing day. Even in lockdown London managed to get hold of some dye. So that's great. So
well done.
brilliant. Christopher Dabana is watching. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Sally Roberts. Hi, all.
Hello,
Good
Sally.
to be here again. Thanks for watching, Sally. John Cloutier is watching. Jackie Cherry is watching. Helena
Jackie.
Waba replying. Carly Anastasia. Carly Anastasia to you. Lennon Jagger is watching. Lavinia is watching. Lavinia is watching. Winnie,
Hello,
hello.
everybody.
Nice to see you. Hi, Kalispera to the dynamic duo, says Steve Ford. Hi, man.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Steve. Hello. Lovely to hear from all those lovely people. Thomas, you just reminded me we had a viewer there from Edinburgh.
Yes, Julie came from Edinburgh.
Yes, and we have a few viewers from the lovely bonny city of Edinburgh, and it really is a fabulous Gothic city. If you haven't checked it out, ladies and gentlemen, please go and have a look at it. Arthur Seat's very interesting. Edinburgh Castle is amazing, and if you're lucky enough to catch the end of the Edinburgh Fringe, which is the world known for its famous comic turns, there's a fabulous military tattoo that draws it all to a close. I was lucky once years ago to see it. But on a more important note, Thomas, the other day I forgot to mention, signal me again, that's number 2 of this programme, I should have read out a helpline number that's just been opened for people in Scotland. That's elderly people, people who are disabled, and pregnant ladies as well. If they can't get help from anywhere, there is a new helpline. You'll be pleased to know it's an 0800 number, and the number is 0800 111 4000. So basically that's 0800 111 4000, and for the moment the lines are open from 9 to 5, but they hope to extend that. So they're worried about all the lonely people, older people, disabled people who haven't got access to the internet because they're all under lockdown for all these weeks, and obviously that is a great concern, especially if they haven't got friends or relatives to look after them.
Yeah, and that's a very important point. We heard it yesterday from Nikos Louvros about the homes for old people, and it's quite sad what's happening there, and they need
great
it's terrible,
help. Thomas. Yes,
yeah.
And I mean, what's astounding is that they've been warning for weeks now about the lack of personal protective equipment for care home staff members. They got rather angry, I think, the other day when it was suggested that patients that are recovered in hospitals for further recovery could then suddenly convalesce in care homes. But the Care Home Association has said we just haven't got the beds for it. And I think they were very disappointed, Thomas, where they were hoping for some extra support from the government, and Matt Hancock, in his infinite wisdom as the Health Secretary, decided to give them a green badge. We all thought, that's nice.
The
that's
green
new.
badge.
Yes,
you spoke with me earlier about it.
But it's nothing new. It's a green badge that goes back over a year. I think Care UK started it a year ago, and his intention is to give every single care employee worker a green badge to put them on some sort of parity to NHS workers. But of course, what they want more than anything else in the world is COVID-19 testing and full PPE, personal protective equipment, because let's face it, they are at the front line, and that's a hidden figure, ladies and gentlemen, just how many elderly or infirm residents in care homes across the United Kingdom, maybe also around the world, have actually died of COVID-19. I don't suspect anyone truly knows the figure of that.
No, I don't think that will all come apparent afterwards. When everything is over and we can take count, that's when the true figures are gonna come out in the end of the day.
Yeah.
Let me take the opportunity to say hello to more people. Agati Iseri is watching. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. Jason B. Elvis is watching. Thank you. And he writes, thanks for that great program. Will share. Can't wait to be back one day soon. Thank you very much for that, Jason. That's great. Lavinia is saying she is eating shortbread.
Just to rub it in. Thank you. I can almost taste it. Almost. I can pass but smell it. Did you say Elvis somewhere there? Some name, gentlemen?
Yes, this is Jason P. Elvis.
What a name. So Elvis is in the building. Great.
Yes.
Well done, Jason.
And Julian is going in. Edinburgh Fringe is cancelled for this year.
Yes, this year it
that
is.
came out. This is the latest news.
I was just dreaming from past years. It's an amazing festival, probably one of the most unique events of its kind all around the world. It's been going now for decades now, hasn't it, Judy? Perhaps you know the answer to that one. I haven't actually been to see the Fringe, but I did catch that military tattoo very many decades ago, but it's still stuck in my mind. For the good reasons.
For a good reason, definitely.
Yeah.
No, Steve Powers is commenting in and saying cracking day in Manchester again.
Oh, good.
Just missing a beach and the mythos.
The
me
mythos.
too, man. Don't worry about that.
It's still here, Steve.
For us, it's quite brutal because we're so close to the beach here, and we can't use it. We're not allowed to go there, and we don't.
We haven't been near
it. It's tempting, really, because there's nobody here.
It's totally empty.
But it's and we are less than a kilometer, I think.
Yeah.
What are we from the beach? 500,
I don't
600
know,
meters,
but
probably.
It's tantalizingly
close.
close.
I know.
We can see, but we can't touch.
We can see, but we can't touch, and that's not nice, is it?
Not no, probably not. But it's still a beautiful spectacle. Yesterday was fantastic. I was going on about the surf yesterday. Mind you, that wasn't any good to anyone, apart from feasting your eyes upon it, of course.
Yeah. Not if you go for the view, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about the view.
And Christopher Dabaner, he said, sorry, but badges don't save lives.
Exactly, Chris. That's what I was trying to sort of subtly allude to. No, they don't. And actually, some people go further and say they're a damn right insult. But hey ho, sure, they should. All care workers should be treated with the utmost respect and parity with any other NHS worker. Because let's face it, they are risking their lives on the front line caring for patients, no matter where these patients
Doesn't
are.
matter where and what country you look at.
Exactly,
it's everywhere the same. So they need to be supported. Totally agree with that one. Tom Giddings is writing in saying, watching from sunny Devon with a mythos.
So, well done.
So, Steve, there's somebody who has a
mythos in Devon.
In Devon.
Wow. Do you know, I used to live in Devon a few moons ago, well, many moons ago, North Devon. It was in the Torrington area. Beautiful county, steeped in history, some spectacular scenery, great people, and here we are, something to wet your whistle, cream teas, Devonshire cream teas. Of course, Cornish cream teas are equally delightful and beautiful, but I'm just think of one of those, Devon cream tea, very nice indeed, yeah.
Definitely. No, oh man, let's stop talking from food.
Sorry.
This is great,
Signal
great
me,
guys.
signal
It's great. It's Easter, so let's
almost
celebrate it. Let's yes, almost. So we're really there, but the Easter week in Greek is very, very special in Greece. So just to let you know, tomorrow we make a short change to the program. We're still gonna come at 6. We're still gonna be here, but we're gonna talk a little bit, and then we're gonna show you the procession from Kino Piastes we live streamed last year, so just after. So the show gonna be maybe a little bit shorter, and then we go into this live stream, and we show you the whole video, and we can comment and we can answer questions why we show you that. That's the live stream from last year, and how beautiful that was.
Well, it was, and I was going to add that some of it, as a good 10 minutes, quarter of an hour of it, of a candlelit procession. Absolutely stunningly magical. That was my opinion of it last year. You'll have to put me to the test when you see it again tomorrow when it's broadcast for a second time. But we were very well received in Kianoplasties, great village in the middle of the island, and it was a fabulous ceremony, very important, as we were saying. Yes, the Epitaphio. I think that's right. I'm sure Vinny will tell us off with a short steady on, Vinny. But we should be all right. And of course, Vinny, we were very lucky when this procession was going on. We had
without her, we wouldn't have been able to do that. And what an experience! And how we were really made feel part of the community, and we haven't really been there.
Weren't the people in the coffee shop wonderful as well?
Great.
And the ex-mayor as well. He was a jolly chappie.
Yeah, and the Tripper Taverna around the corner.
Tripper Taverna. Do you know, Thomas, I'm still thinking about those fantastic bottles. If you like looking at large collections of bottles, Tripper Taverna is the place for you. And do you remember, on the wall, he had what is claimed to be the very last made Greek brandy, when they could use the name brandy. I can't remember the date. It was early 1900s, I think, and it's still there, amazingly enough. But we were lucky to be in the company of Vinny, weren't we?
Yeah, lucky, and then she introduced us to the owners of Tripper Taverna. They were fantastic.
That's right.
And quick with some goodies on the table.
We had a mezzy, didn't we?
We had a mezzy there.
I can remember that now. Hey, so we're talking about food again.
I know.
No, Kianoplasties is a beautiful village, and it was a great, beautiful Easter ceremony. So hopefully you'll hang around tomorrow and watch it again with us. If you saw it once, go on, see it a second time. If you haven't seen it at all, then you may be in for a little feast for your eyes, because it's so traditional of this island of Corfu tradition. And as we keep reminding everybody, there's nowhere else in the whole of Greece that celebrates Easter quite like Corfu.
Oh, you're totally right there, and what a celebration. And it's disappointing, but it's necessary. We still can celebrate at home. We still can wish all the best to our neighbors, to our friends, to our family, of course. But this year we have to restrict that a little bit, and it has to happen. But it works. It looks like it's working. All the measures in place looks like they work. They start to ease. I mean, we're getting conflicted information.
I can tell you, on that very subject, Thomas, I'm going to talk about South Korea a bit later, but you've just reminded me something really important. South Korea was the country that introduced the mantra of test, trace and treat. With that mantra and massive amount of hand washing and hand sanitizing gels in lifts and every public places. But just to give you the scale of the problem and the effectiveness of the lockdown, the mass sanitization and all the other measures they brought in early February, would you believe, the hospitals and intensive care units in South Korea were experiencing an influx of over 900 patients a day with COVID-19. At the end of their extreme measures, they had cut that down to 30. So I think that's a perfect example of when you all work together, collaborate, and it's a multifaceted pronged attack against COVID-19, it actually does have some effect, at least in the spreading of the infectiousness of the cases. But I'll go back to South Korea a bit later, Thomas, because I have something else quite extraordinary to tell you.
Yeah, we got a lot of news lined up for you today. A few things we want to talk about with you. One I let out, I'm just saying, Helena Waber is writing, oh Lord, that Tripper Taverna, love that place.
You know it, Helena.
Well,
you know what we're going
on
about.
So you know what we're talking about. Thank you, everybody, for writing a lot of comments. But let's talk. One thing we wanted to ask, and that's popped up now in a lot of groups relating to Corfu, sadly enough. And this is people asking, what should I do? I have my holiday booked for May, end of May, June, end of June, and somebody even said beginning of July, mid of July. Should I cancel? Should I? My personal opinion, no, do not cancel your holiday to Corfu yet. You never know what's gonna happen. You know, we still have to wait, but don't cancel it. One good reason is wait until your tour operator you organized that holiday with, cancels, tells you to cancel, but then you have a good chance of getting all your money back. Or they offer you an alternative date to rebook. So don't fall out of this line. I think when you cancel now completely and everything opens up, you're gonna go, ooh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have waited until they advise me what to do. Yeah. Because you're in the line. If you don't cancel, you there. If they say, if they ask you wanna rebook to this date, then you first in line. You can rebook that. If you cancel completely, that's it. You have to start from zero again. And believe me, when this opens up, people gonna come because there's so many people who love this beautiful island of Corfu.
Oh, millions.
And, it's just don't cancel. I think wrong.
Thomas, I think your advice is absolutely spot on. So please take heed of Thomas's advice. He's talked to a lot of people in the industry. He knows. I think he's got a good insight here. What also made me laugh, Thomas, is the numbers of people who, for whatever reason, lockdown, they can't get here at the moment. So they're going to make it a thing to triple up, not necessarily double up, but triple up, have 3 holidays in 1 year when they can. And I think that's splendid too, isn't it?
Totally, yeah. I mean, as you know, who doesn't like to go a couple of times a year on holiday, especially here on that one. But I'm getting a lot of messages in. Thanks, guys. Thanks for writing in. But just back, so don't cancel that holiday. Wait until you get advised what to do. Don't be hasty about that, because it's all what the flights are now in and out of Greece are closed until the 15th of May. So that was latest news we heard. So until the 15th of May, there's no flights in or out of Greece, except if there's military or medical personnel or something. That's allowed, but otherwise there's nothing going on now until the 15th of May. So we can sit tight. It's less than a month, or it's a month away. So let's see what's happened, but don't do that. It's brings me on to another thing where we just spoke about flights, and there's a story breaking in the UK about the migrant workers.
Yes. Well, they're private charters. Apparently, it's been 6. I think the first flight arrived today. I think this morning at Stansted Airport, Essex, bringing 150 Romanian fruit pickers. There's also another firm chartering planes to bring fruit pickers to the south of England. This is a private enterprise scheme. It's nothing to do with the British government. And as I was reporting the other day, the British Growers Association were very pleased to know the sheer numbers of people who have, in Britain, applied for jobs. But I'm still being told that they're 70,000 short, hence the need for these international flights. But I must admit, Thomas, it did surprise me because I thought, why are they flying in? This is...
It shocked me. I was thinking, okay, we got enough people in the United Kingdom,
exactly.
A lot complaining about, I have nothing to do, I don't know what to do. Okay, it's not the best job. Let's not kid ourselves. It's a hard job. It's not an easy job to do. It's backbreaking, but it's a job, And if I can support my country at the same time, because it's important, these fruit, these vegetables have to be picked before they go off, and that's just, otherwise it's just a waste.
Totally.
There's so many people who have nothing, It's that the logic is no logic for me behind that.
No, and the British Growers Association launched a campaign called Pick for Britain, and there are also campaigns by the British Summer Fruits Association and the British Apples and Pears Society, which kind of makes me laugh, But yes, so obviously there's a lot of jobs. If you want to get down to the farm and pick that fruit before it goes to rot, then please do so. There are a lot of websites doing this, and some of them have even crashed, but there is still a lot of vacancies on British farms for picking of fruit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, more than enough when they have to get now people in from Romania, Bulgaria, flying them in.
Yeah.
Now we got this restriction and we have to fly workers into the United Kingdom.
Does seem
I mean, what's going on? Yeah, so maybe disconnect there somewhere.
Maybe one logical explanation is maybe these flights were booked and organised before lockdown started. It's an annual thing apparently, and there was extra worry this year because of the Brexit negotiations and everything else, and after Brexit. Where that would leave the UK in terms of fruit picking. A lot of this happens in the Cambridgeshire and Lincolnshire areas, but also in other pockets across the United Kingdom. It's not just in those areas, and we're talking all sorts of things, fruit and vegetables.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the firm, I just popped into my head, the firm that's responsible for the flight that came in this morning is a firm called G's Fresh, which apparently is one of the UK's biggest fresh produce manufacturer.
Cool. But why can't they do that? They go through the effort to fly them all in, to organize it. Why can't they launch a recruitment campaign in the United Kingdom to make people aware, we are looking for that? Or is it, what, I can get them over. This is cheaper than hiring people in the United Kingdom. There's one question jumps straight in my head.
Exactly right, Thomas. I was thinking that myself, but you've articulated that exactly right. They said there were 150 Romanians on the flight, but I looked at the plane and it was an Airbus 320 Neo, which I think takes about 220 passengers. So I don't know what happened to the other 70-odd passengers on board. Maybe they weren't there. But there were 6 flights that have been booked in the next few days.
Yes, and what gets me is, give somebody in the United Kingdom an opportunity. We talked about the homeless people. There's homeless in there who would gag for an opportunity and say, through that opportunity, I can get employment. I can get myself again on to a level and, and start living a near to normal life. I would see this as an opportunity, to start over again. But if nobody tells them, how should they know? So there could be easily a campaign, take them. The homeless, if, you can do, there's so much good now. At the thing, you just have to think a little bit. It sort of annoys me. It annoys me,
And it's also that wastage, isn't it? I mean, no one wants to hear or see loads of fruit and vegetables going to waste simply because there's been no one around to pick them. We heard yesterday and the day before about the 50 million pints of beer that have gone down British drains because they've gone out of date and gone stale. I think the last thing they want is a shortage of summer fruit. So, yes, there's obviously lots of vacancies. I suppose it's not everybody's ideal cup of tea, but someone's got to do it. And if there are international flight restrictions and all the craziness that comes with lockdown and COVID-19, then yes, I would think that's a very worthwhile and worthy thing to do. Pick for Britain, ladies
Pick for Britain. Yeah, exactly. Going back quickly to the flights, Steve Ford was writing in and said, ban on flights to Greece and ended on 15th. My flight was booked for the 13th of May, but heard nothing from EasyJet
really
yet. So, you know what, you have to wait until, he was booked for the 13th, the restrictions are 15th, so I can't see this somehow happening. So,
no, we can't on that one, Steve. I mean, the last email I got in on a personal basis from EasyJet, which was a few days ago, were banging on about holidays, booking new holidays. So I'm a little bit surprised and slightly concerned that you haven't heard about what your travel arrangements are going to be from your airline.
Yeah, definitely. So if you guys have any more information regarding this, please don't hesitate. Let us know right now, a comment, or send us an email, inbox@StudioKerkyra.com, or send us a message after the show, so we know and we can keep you up to date, us up to date, and everybody else up to date. And here, okay, I'm trying it. There's Anita Martens is writing in Greek. I have no idea if I'm saying that right now, but okay, I just have a go, no? Kalispera apudo feligo. I don't know exactly what it means. Kalispera, I know, of course. So I tried it. My Greek is not the best. Everybody knows this. Another message in from Annabelle is saying, Nikos is dyeing eggs using onion skins for beautiful marble effect. And Claire replies, photos, please. Of course, we want to see that. Definitely. Yeah, Nikos, I will when they are ready. So he's going to send us some pictures when these beautiful Easter eggs dyeing with a traditional way with onion skin.
I've heard the other day someone mentioned onion skins. So that's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a traditional method.
Right.
Here, a technique here, how they color their eggs red.
That's
and
fabulous.
it's brilliant. See, and this is so stuff.
Better than cochineal, isn't it? I'd have thought.
Yeah, but it's the marble effect it achieves. So I'm
yeah.
really looking forward to this picture. Thank you very much, Nikos and Annabelle. Great.
Great.
Okay, and more messages in. British people don't want to do it, said Christopher Damana. There we come back.
Well,
see, that's one thing what jumped into my head too, and say, there's people that don't want to do it. I don't believe that. Yes, it's for sure true. There is some who, for years and years and years on benefits. I'm not afraid to say that this is how it is, and absorbing everything the state has. So we got them. You got them not just in England, you got them everywhere you go. They're just too lazy to work. But there's people who genuinely want an opportunity. But if they're not aware of it, how can they take it? Man, we're in lockdown.
Yeah.
How should you get that now? They get their jobs. This is day-to-day jobs. They're working a couple of hours here and here because they move, because they're out there. They're living on the streets.
Well, the websites.
So how should they know? That has to be better organized.
Yes, that's highly likely. But also the websites, I said earlier on, are getting the hits, but the hits aren't necessarily transposing into the jobs. One article I read suggested that despite the fact that tens of thousands of people are applying, when it actually comes down to the nitty-gritty, suddenly they disappear and the jobs remain unfilled. So maybe there's a bit of a disconnect and maybe a bit more promotion and advertising is required there. But it does seem a bit crazy to be jetting people in from far away to pick some fruit that's otherwise would just go to waste in the fields of the United Kingdom, particularly, when there are so many starving people all over the world and there are a lot of hungry people in the United Kingdom. Food banks have never seen such an increase in usage. So there is a little bit of a disconnect. But I take your point, Chris, and a very good afternoon to you, by the way. What are you baking today, Chris, by the way? More shortbread or something a little bit more adventurous, perhaps?
Yeah, you never know. But I just figured out what that means here. This Kalispera από the Belgio. This is Kalispera from Belgium. So, okay, I think I'm right, and I think it's confirming that in a second.
Fabulous. We love to hear people from Belgium.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So we try our best. I mean, it's
done.
not easy with the language, but we try. We hear long enough, and we're picking up more and more and more.
Some of us are.
And it's nice because it's exactly what we should do. So
of course,
I'm getting
there. You're getting there slowly. Yes, slowly but surely you're getting there. We like hearing from Belgium. We have a few friends in Belgium, and incidentally, a lot of Belgians come here in a normal season. A lot of Belgians come here for their summer holidays. I've talked to many a Belgium on the road and given them a lift, I think, down to the lake last year. They were a jolly lot.
Yeah, great. I mean, we met Olaf here last year.
Absolutely.
Olaf Becker. No?
Olaf Becker's the great kickboxing champion and trainer.
Yeah,
absolutely,
it's great. And, you make so great friendships here.
You do. And they seem to last, don't they?
Yeah,
they're real genuine jobs.
So connected with the island. See how special this island is again.
We keep going on about that.
I know. Nikos just coming in and said, hello, our friends. The Nightingale Hospital, extra large, has 4,000 beds.
Yes.
And at the moment, only 19 are occupied.
Good Lord, thank you for telling us that, Nick. I knew it wasn't very well attended, and they were saying, it's all ready for the surge of expected figures that are going to peak. But that's quite a low figure, isn't it?
4,000 beds there, and the other 19.
That's
a little bit heavy, no?
But
okay, I mean, it's a good sign on one side, no?
Yes,
don't let it go. It's a good. Okay, we got that. We're ready. That's built. If it happens, getting worse.
For sure.
We prepared for it. That's all about preparation now, I think. And that brings me on now.
Oh, yeah. They're catching up maybe at last.
Yeah. I only say a number to you, 99.
Good Lord.
What a great story.
The hero of the hour,
Wow.
The hero of the day. No, the hero of the decade, maybe the century. 99-year-old Tom Moore, who you'll be very pleased to hear, has completed his 100th lap in his back garden, and in so doing he's raised a staggering total, just before we came on air, of over £13 million for the NHS Charities Together, broad charity, and it's Tom's Just Giving page, I do believe.
Captain Tom.
Yes, Captain Tom, that's his nickname. Tom Moore, he served in the British Army in the Second World War, and there's so many people rushed to give donations before he finished his final 100th lap of his garden in Bedfordshire that the site crashed, would you believe, Thomas? Loads of famous people have given money in, and I think there's a total of 660,000 people have donated to his campaign, all
Great,
for the NHS. And can I just read out a line that Thomas, this man is extraordinary.
It's unbelievable, makes you humble,
makes you. How could you have a great British hero? And so much so that his old regiment, the 1st Battalion of Yorkshire Battalion, came out and gave him a guard of honour. That's fantastic, isn't it? But I just want to read you what he said, because it's quite extraordinary, if I can find it. When he finished, he said this: "I feel fine. I hope you're all feeling fine too." I mean, think about others before yourself, and you've just gone round the garden with a walking frame.
I give you 2 words to that one, no?
Go on.
Old school.
Oh, very much so. They don't make them like that anymore.
No,
that guy is just unbelievable. We all take our hats off to him. He's an inspiration to all future generations, I think. His line, though, last line was this: "This is an awful crisis, but there are some little shafts of light." I would say, Captain Tom, that you're more than a shaft of light. You're beaming light as great and powerful as the sun up in the sky. Fantastic effort, and all the people that have supported him, I take my hat off to you too as well.
Definitely, thank you so much for that. That's inspiring, and it should be inspiring for so many people out there. I mean, just imagine what this man has seen in his lifetime.
Absolutely.
And he, big part of his life was war.
Yes, he was in India and Burma, which is now Myanmar. I've no idea what happened. I think he was attached to the Royal Engineers, I believe. But he's in, a home in Bedfordshire, on the Bedfordshire-Hertfordshire border. But he was born, you'll be pleased to know, in Keighley, West Yorkshire. So he is a Yorkshireman by blood. There we go.
Definitely. And let me just say what people are writing in now. No, Christopher Dabana, love Dom. Great, definitely. Helena is writing, Captain Tom Moore, I salute you. Tom Gettings, amazing man. Makes you feel proud to be British.
Absolutely.
That's it. Melissa is writing in, give him a knighthood now. See,
that's
totally
another,
right. I think that's fantastic.
There's a call for
exactly.
That. Queen's birthday honours are coming up. They're usually published in around June, aren't they? He should be at the top of the list. Sir
totally.
Tom Moore. I mean, the guy's just incredible. We can't.
I mean, on a walking frame.
Yes.
Around his house. I know it's only 20 meters circle, but
25. Yes, I think it was 25 meters. The loop, and he did it in blocks of 10 stages. I think.
Yeah, but he done 100 of them on a walking frame. Come on, you know what? That shows you determination. That shows you the true Britishness.
That's grit. Great. Incredible. And you know what the other funny thing is? When he set off to start this heroic escapade, all for the frontline medical services of NHS charities, his target was a mere £1,000. Well, he smashed that, I think, before he even picked up his walking frame, because he's now got over 13 million, which is absolutely staggering. And also, as you pointed out earlier on, Thomas, that shows you the magnanimity of the British people there. Where in a term of crisis, when they've got their backs up against the wall, they can give. They do know how to give. And that
totally.
And what an example of collaboration again. He's doing the walking, but it's all the other people that are collaborating by donating. And to get 13 million for the NHS charities, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, but there you see, there's still that community spirit, that determination. It's still alive. It's still here. So I don't know what they were talking about Brexit there. We lost our Britishness. No, you never have, and you never will.
Tom Moore. He's got it all for you. He's got the whole country.
Should have been out. Yeah, exactly. He showed the way.
Absolutely.
That man, definitely.
He's shown all the politicians, all the people that do all the talking. Tom Moore, Captain Tom, has done the walking, and at 99 with a walking frame, I mean, it's absolutely extraordinary.
I know we're going, but this is such a
fantastic
story,
and it gives us
incredible.
Hope, doesn't it? It gives us hope.
Totally.
Yeah,
totally. There's always hope.
Yeah, of course there
is. That's it. Where is an ending, there is a beginning.
Yep.
It's you know, where's darkness, there's light. You know,
and he's shining the light.
He's shining
exactly
the light.
What he said. So fair play to Tom Moore. I hope he has a relax now. I hope his legs aren't too sore. Maybe he's going to put them in a bucket of Epsom salts or something and just generally calm down.
I know.
I don't think he is, because he's probably so excited. I saw a picture of him being told that he just turned the 12 million mark, and his face was pure jubilation. It was great, and his daughter's incredibly proud of him too.
Totally, that's victory.
She would be. It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's victory.
That's
totally
victory.
In a lap, he's done a victory lap. But to be serenaded, as it were, or a guard of honour from the 1st Battalion of the Yorkshire Regiment, that shows you the armed services are right behind him, and in a crisis, you can rely on them. Absolutely brilliant. Everybody involved with Tom Moore's GoFunding page. I can't believe that the thing crashed. That's extraordinary as well, isn't it? But
yes.
The 13 million is safe in the coffers of the NH Charities Together Fund.
Yeah, and there, I'm just getting our message in from Sarah, and she said we have a petition going around asking for a knighthood. That we should. Yeah,
Good one.
That's something.
I bet that will get the 100,000 signatures, and therefore it'll have to be debated in the House of Commons.
That would be brilliant,
wouldn't that be great?
All on Zoom, for the local
Zoom,
to come
really,
and debate.
Is that wise rule? Maybe. I'm still hearing lots of complaints about Zoom. Oh, by the way, Thomas, they're having a Cobra meeting, I think, later today to decide what they're going to do in the UK about extending lockdown. The smart money, as they say, is on an extension for 3 weeks, but we don't know yet. But, there's still going to be restrictions, that's for sure. Germany announced some easing off of certain small shops, but they are saying that they're still keeping all the restaurants and cafes and bars closed, and absolutely no public gatherings whatsoever until, I think they said, the 31st of August. So they've kind of extended that out.
Yeah. So we talk in a second. I got a message over here. What Nikos was saying about the beds, 4,000 beds, 19 occupied. Yes. We were talking there and saying, yes, we're talking about the pensioners needing proper beds and care.
Yes, we were.
So, when you look at that now, there's 4,000 empty there.
Yes, exactly. So why are they being expected to go to the care homes? There's a disconnect going on.
Exactly. There's again, and this is down to the government. Sad as it is, they're doing a good job. They're trying to think, but somehow, I don't know what they're talking all day about, because this is easy decisions, there's easy things to implement, and they got the tools, they got the manpower to implement it quickly and support the areas what is needed. But everything seems to take a little bit, and I don't understand why.
Well, he got distracted with his green badge, don't forget. And of course, the other thing is they've sent so many faulty pieces of equipment back. There's the masks and there's all sorts of other pieces of medical equipment that they simply couldn't accept because the quality wasn't there. That's also shocking, isn't it, really?
And this is also stuff, what I'm talking about, giving green badges. Now I'm talking about we're not out of it. We're not relaxed. No. So why is this even coming to your mind? Why is not the issues, pressing issues from the moment now in your mind? And you know what? There's something called brainstorming. I mean, maybe we just mentioned that. So, great. You know what?
Well, there's plenty of storms, but not much brains going on, I think is the answer there.
That's a good one.
Oh dear, oh dear. It is lamentable, but we must make the point that it's not easy being in government and being the leader of any large populated country. It's very tricky. It's an own responsibility. But as Thomas says, with careful, accurate planning, you can avoid some of these measures. And I think a lot of governments around the world got caught out with these pandemics. They have been warned a few years back now after SARS and MERS. They just haven't been ready. Their state of preparedness has been sadly wanting.
Yeah, sad enough. So to update you now quickly what's happening here in beautiful Corfu and the rest of Greece regarding Easter holidays. There is gonna be a block on a ban on driving your car from at the moment, and we get always this changes at the moment, but at the moment is from Saturday 6 a.m. till Monday 6 p.m.
Right, okay.
Where they try to pull all the cars from the road so that they can stop the travels to families and loved ones to sit all together for holidays. What's gonna be hard? Of course it's gonna be hard, but that's the latest I know at the moment. This of course can change time-wise, but there's something from Saturday 6 a.m. until Monday 6 p.m. in effect. So, but we update you on that as we get more information out of the government here.
Except on Sunday when we're off the air out of respect and recognition for the most important day of the religious calendar here on Corfu, Easter Day. We're not going to be doing a live broadcast on that day. In fact, we'll probably be sitting back and eating eggs. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Will we?
We're going to have Easter.
We're going to have Easter. Right, okay.
What else is there to do? So I'm going to enjoy my day with cooking and having a nice little feast with Claire and have this whole thing. So it's going to be all right, man.
Yes,
we're gonna be fine.
But we won't be going anywhere on that day. No. So, what's next up?
Next up, you asking me what's next up, but let me talk quickly. Let me go in here to the thing. It's something we spoke yesterday about, and I got here a fantastic picture. Remember the phone call with Annabelle and Nikos? We were talking about Corfu in cricket. And cricket.
Yes, we were. Yes.
And here it is. This is the picture. I believe that's the team Byron.
Right.
And that has been, I think this is around 1950s.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Splenida in Corfu town. So that's a great place to play. And this is the place everybody wants to come and play cricket because it's the oldest cricket and the only one in the oldest in Greece.
1823 was when it was first played, the first match between a British Army garrison when they were here and a Royal Naval ship that happened to be docked in port. I believe the result of the game was a draw, would you believe? In the background of that lovely old picture, you can see the old fort, the citadel, and in front of those cricket gentlemen is the famous Liston. Sad to say, though, that where those trees are behind them, some of those have been felled, and it's now an extended part of the car park. But the essential part of the Splenida cricket field is still there, and that's where we did our live broadcast from last summer with Steve Ford commentating and Nikos Louvros officiating, and a great time was had by all.
Oh, what a fantastic time. How much fun we had there. So let me go over to another one quickly. And that's because people say, oh, I'm lusting for pictures of Corfu. Here is something what we took just before lockdown.
Yes, it was.
We were driving over
we were coming up from Petriti.
From Petriti, back way
to
there.
Misongi. And we just happened to spy through the trees that scene, and there's a lot of hungry birds there. But isn't that a quintessential scene? Oh, fabulous.
Look at that and how fantastic. And this is still the scenes you find here at the moment. Not at the moment because they blocked all the fishing and everything. Yeah. So they go, and that's another thing I'm looking in to find out what is actually going on. Are the fishermen able to fish here or not?
Well,
but it's their livelihood. So, and we still need something to eat. So I think they organize it with permits of the fishermen to go and do their job. But you know what? That's so a scene. What you miss when you used to Corfu, when you love this island, you come here on holiday. That's what you can spot when you go in an afternoon.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Area of Petriti over Misongi is fantastic.
If you want to see a good example of a working fishing village, Petriti, which is the #1 fishing village on the island, I do believe, most of the fish goes to the Corfu fish market in town. That's the place to go. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I think, is a good one because a lot of them are moored up. They're very colourful, these fishing boats. There's a couple of big ones. I seem to remember when we did a broadcast there that some of the crew from one of them was actually from Morocco, I do believe. But there's lots of different sizes of fishing boats, and that picture absolutely exemplifies what we're going on about. Of course, it's not just the birds that hunger for fish. We do as well. I believe you're quite a good chef with fish, aren't you, Thomas?
Well, no, chef. I'm not a chef. I'm an enthusiast. I'm a food enthusiast who loves cooking. No, my father was a chef. Yeah, so, of course, I picked a couple of things up. But I love food. You know that, no? I love food. I think
we all know that.
Thing. Yes, and fish is one of the things I love to cook because it's quick, it's nice, it's easy, and the taste, especially here. I have never eaten so much fish in my life before Claire and me.
Really?
Before we came here. Here it's on our weekly menu. It's a fish.
Yeah, great.
Definitely, but it's the healthy side of living at the same thing. You know, a little bit of water there, a little bit of feta. You have your fish there. I always stuff it with the fish before I throw it on the grill. I throw onions, parsley, lemon juice, oil inside. Boom, I stuff it and then I grill it. Yeah, it keeps me the fish more moist when I do that. And you don't have an onion taste.
Come on, dry fish isn't
no. But it's a passion of mine. What got lit by my father, and and I carry on, and this is a way of relaxing. It's a way of meeting another culture. You meet it for food and drink
absolutely.
In my
yes.
That's what lets you socialize.
Good. As a fish enthusiast, would you say there's any truth to the old wives' tale that by eating a lot of fish, you might be stimulating and improving your brain power, your cognitive power?
I have no idea.
No idea.
I think it's just the healthier you live, of course, it's going to have an effect on your body.
Well, I'm just thinking you've got a super brain. Maybe by eating a lot of fish, your living embodiment of the old wives' tale. Eat a lot of fish, helps your brain.
Yeah. Why not? The vitamins, what is in there, and the same is with olive oil. Everything you cook here is with olive oil.
Good for the heart, isn't it?
Good for the heart, good for the skin, good for the soul. So it's universal that olive oil.
The olive
and
oil
having
is
that in your daily consumption, of course, it makes a difference. It's all the vitamins in there.
Absolutely.
So come on, it's
since being on this wonderful island, I've never consumed so much olive oil in all of my life. But I do remember as a child people going on about the benefits of a Mediterranean diet. It's always sort of roomed around in my head, and here we are.
One of the best diets in the world.
Yes, absolutely.
I believe so. Definitely.
Greek cuisine is wonderful, isn't it? And so varied. There's so many different delicious dishes.
It depends.
To choose from.
It depends. It also depends what area in Greece you are. They all have their own thing too.
Specialities.
I lived in Rhodes. I lived in Crete. I lived in Santorini, and there is differences. But from food, that island takes the biscuits. It's fantastic.
One food analogy after another, ladies and gentlemen. Have you noticed half the program's been devoted to food? Our favourite subject, a bit of cuisine. Maybe helped a little bit by our friends Chris Taberner and Nikos Louvros, of course. Nikos is a well-known cook, chef in his own right, isn't he? His good lady Annabelle was banging on about his bean stew the other day. Did look rather tasty, I have to say. Yum, yum.
And especially here, the Corfu Ep31, because there's the Venetian influence, the Italian influence.
That's quite important.
What makes it very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And
they were
that's
here for
another
many hundreds of years.
400 years. No?
Yes, that's right. So all these little secret recipes have stuck down the line and been passed down from generation to generation. Actually, some of the olive trees here, still here to this day, are from that Venetian era. So maybe that contributes to the extra special, extra virgin quality of Greek and especially Corfu olive oil.
Definitely. Hey, and I'm going on to messages. Thanks, guys, for writing. You're writing really great in today. Susan Brach is watching from Austria. Thanks for watching. Vivian from Scotland, from Ireland is watching. Hi, Vivian. Great to see you again. Christopher is commenting regarding, we spoke about British English politics, and he said Mitsotakis has run rings around Johnson. I think that's a
Chris,
good one.
Do you know, Chris, I absolutely 100% agree with you. I was so impressed by his grilled interview from a leading CNN reporter. She had him going for 20 minutes, and that guy was so polite, so respectful, but clear with his message. He had made no apologies for lockdown. He was one of the first to implement it, and he cancelled carnivals back in February, all about trying to keep ahead of the curve. Maybe the statistics here in Greece, and I'm touching wood quickly while I say this, prove his actions were the right actions. And I absolutely agree with you. He's rolled up his sleeves, kept his word, and got stuck in with the work. And I think so far, who am I to say it's not for me to comment? I don't have the vote here, but I personally think he's done a splendid job. And I'm very impressed indeed. So I'm glad we agree on that one, Chris. Brilliant.
Yeah, we definitely do. And when I go over, Nikos is just writing in, I may have mentioned it, that visiting the Greek islands keeps topping the what to do. What do you want to do after lockdown surveys?
Oh, wow.
So, and there is visiting the Greece and the Greek islands. So he said the world is dreaming and yearning to come back to Greece. Yeah, definitely.
That's good, isn't it?
And Cassie Duckworth is coming and saying, I love sofrito, the Corfu speciality.
Yes, sofrito's good. That's with garlic and onions and all sorts of things. Lovely. And it is good, isn't it? I'm quite partial to a cleftico, if I have to be truthful.
Yeah, you always, as soon as lamb, you see a lamb, you off. You love your lamb totally, man.
I did bring some red currant jelly with me, but I haven't had much, to be honest with you, and I've still got a jar left.
No mint sauce.
No, I'm not. Well, yes, I have got some. Yes, I have got some. I'm not too personally partial to it myself. I'm more of a red currant jelly. In case you haven't ever tried that, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got lamb or something like that, try the red currant jelly. It's a perfect condiment for it.
Yeah, and I'm making sure I'm not missing any of the messages. Thanks, guys, for writing in. Nikos, have wonderful photos. Thank you. No, our pleasure. I mean, thanks for writing in so many things. I'm just looking to make sure I'm not missing anything. If I missed anything, I really apologize. I'm gonna catch up later or tomorrow in the show quickly. But you got a couple
more.
Of stories. Yeah, I got the video today.
Okay.
Here.
Yes.
So just to give a little bit of things. But do you first.
Well, I'll just do quickly that there's one bit of good news in the UK. You'll be pleased to know a lot of the takeaway places like KFC, Burger King, and Pret a Manger are opening up only in selected places and only for a delivery service. But the thing that caught my eye is that they're all donating thousands of meals to NHS workers in local hospitals, which I think is absolutely splendid. And I think Pret a Manger is donating 7,000 meals to homeless people in the London area. So if you're lucky enough to live in certain places in the United Kingdom, you might get your KFC or your Burger King. But it is a limited menu, but at least it's a start in the right direction. And the other bit of news I was going to say to you, Thomas, was actually from South Korea. They had their main general election, as you do in the middle of a coronavirus pandemic. Many people said, oh, no, they're crazy to do that. But they did it. They were very careful. They took everybody's temperature before they went into the polling booth. 37.5 was the limit they put on people. Those that failed the temperature had to go into a separate polling booth, which was then immediately disinfected. But 66% turned out. The ruling party, Democratic Party by Mr. Moon, he won, and people say that's down to his efforts for fighting coronavirus pandemic. But the reason why I'm saying all of this is because would you believe that in one district in the capital Seoul, Gangnam, I think it is, which is quite an affluent area, the person who won the election there wasn't part of the ruling party government, it was actually an opposition. But the key thing was he was a North Korean defector. Apparently, there's 33,000 people who have defected from North Korea living in South Korea. About 1,000 move a year. And this guy used to be the deputy ambassador, would you believe, of the United Kingdom. Well, now he's an MP in South Korea, which I think is incredible. And I just want to read one word he said, if I can find it, which I probably can't. Yes, no, hang on, it's here somewhere. Typical, isn't it? He says, yes, this is the MP from North Korea called Thae Yong-ho, who's just been elected. And he said this, I want to tell them, that means North Korea, that there is a new way for their future. And I think he might just be right there.
Yeah, could be, huh? Yeah. Would be brilliant. I mean, they're doing all the right things at the moment. South Korea has, yeah. Yes. So it's quite
And one thing
impressive.
That we should remember is that they had terrible experiences back in 2003, 2004 with SARS, and a little bit more later, 15 or so, with MERS. After SARS devastated them, they decided to create a nationwide system of clinics, special clinics designed for such pandemics. That, I think, allowed them to be slightly ahead of the curve when this pandemic started for them back in January. And yes, in case you're wondering what we're looking a little bit funny for, we can smell burning here. Hopefully,
nothing
hopefully
here.
we're not
checking.
on fire, but we can definitely smell burning. But there's no sight of any smoke.
I think this is the fire
next
starter too. That's funny. I think maybe the next door is doing his barbecue or what?
Strimming it. Oh, barbecue. Well,
but there's still these firelighters. This thing I can smell. Definitely
as long as we're not on fire.
No, I'm watching, man. I'm looking for smoke everywhere. Right. No smoke sign. But hey, it's another more coming in. Thanks, guys, for joining. And it's great. You know, Julie Cam said something earlier. Tom Moore now reached 14.5 million.
He's gone up 1.5 million since we've been on air.
Since we've been on air,
thank you, Julie, for telling us that. That is absolutely great. What a man.
Wow, what a man. Yeah, great. So that's going up. How can you top that? See, that's an initiative from one man and his friends.
Yes.
There you see
exactly.
What's three most important things.
Yeah.
Your family, your friends, and your community.
Absolutely.
That's it. But, Jay Nichols is watching and saying, love sofrito, my absolute favorite. Yum, yum.
Yes.
Gary O.D. is writing in, I miss the calamari in Petriti. He has them every time he visits. I know exactly what he means and where he means. Yeah. And they use right. They're one of the best on the island in Petriti. It's unbelievable.
Thank you, Gary.
And Margaret Johnson is a message to you, Adrian, saying you always had Kräftiger. So
I think I had a bass once. I think Steve surprised me. Status, his name is really, but we called him Steve. He's such a great restaurateur. What a character. But he served a bass once, which was enormous. Took me ages to eat it. But yes, you're quite right, Margaret. It was my favourite little culinary delight. This is caryatids in Barbati, in the days when I used to go out. some time ago. Great place if you ever want a good meal. Overlooking the beach there in Barbati is Carriatage, when you can come back here after the pandemic, of course.
Yeah, and here I got from Vivian in Ireland a message. She said, "Hi all, UK just said they have extended lockdown for another 3 weeks." So that just came through now from Vivian. Thank you very much for letting us know. And there were up also Nikos Louvros were mentioning. I may have mentioned where I'm just looking for this, but it was regarding here. It is when we clap for the carers at 8 p.m. tonight.
Oh yes,
I believe. So when we clap for the care, he gonna clap for the carers tonight. Believe that the care rest home workers and carers will be upmost in many minds.
Yes.
Not taking the thing away from the NHS staff at all and other key workers, of course.
But it's the people in the care homes who have been persistently neglected. Certainly at the beginning of this pandemic, no one gave them a second thought, and there were lots and lots of warnings going out about nursing homes. I read the other day that an owner or boss of a care home, she went back and she's now living in her nursing home because there were 13 of the patients suddenly died in one nursing home of this COVID-19. I mean, I think it was about a third of her total number of patients. That's really quite horrifying.
No, it is, and it's shocking. So he's right, we have to clap for all of them, and that's great. And I
well done,
totally
Nico.
agree. Well done, Nico. Thanks for that. And there's another one in quickly from him. The voluntary sector has done an amazing job for getting NHS staff fed, along with lots of other vulnerable people in the community. Lots of restaurants from Michelin star chefs establishments to independent local cafes and high street chains got mobilized really well to deliver fresh, nutritious food to the frontline staff and needy folks in lockdown. Brilliant, we agree.
Absolutely,
See,
totally
and that's
agree.
So when a country comes together, that's how they come together.
I believe Deliveroo is doing quite a lot of that as well, as are a lot of organisations. And you're quite right to point out there's a lot of independent, privately owned restaurants that are all doing their bit to feed all the care workers and frontline medical staff as well, which is truly a splendid, I should say. I was going to say splendiferous. No, I stopped myself, but I said it anyway. Splendiferous effort of great magnitude, really. And it proves the point. Collaboration. See what incredible things can be achieved when we just collaborate together.
That's what I'm always talking. That's the beauty. You see, in times like this, we shouldn't paint everything black so quickly. Give it some time, have some patience, and you're gonna see the human species gonna surprise you in the end. Maybe not all, but most of them, by pulling together, coming together, and achieve so miraculous things as what we've been talking today. Yeah. It's just unbelievable, and it's great. And thank you so much, guys, for keeping us up to date. So anything you think we should know, please write us an email to inbox@StudioKerkyra.com, or go on to our Facebook page, send us a message, go on to YouTube, comment, or just call us here, talk with us live here via Skype on the show. So
we're gagging
great
for that one, aren't we? We'd be really excited if we took an unexpected call from you, no matter where you are in the world. Check out your Skype and try it. We'd love to hear from you. But in the meantime, please keep your comments coming on Facebook Live Messenger, where Claire is very busy and very dutiful in replying to all your comments. And as always, we say we do apologise if we do miss a comment or two. Sometimes it's the technology, they get a little bit stacked up and then they all come in after the show. But we will always endeavour to get back to you on the following show if we miss on this particular show. So don't hold back from sending in those comments. Alternatively, always email us at inbox@StudioKerkyra.com.
Yes, and we have a small treat because a couple of you said, we would like to see more pictures, more stuff about this beautiful island. So that's why we showed the pictures. But at the same time, I got here quickly for you something from our area here. Have a look.
Oh,
and that's morning shots with the drone. Not taken today. They were taken last year.
They were.
I went down there in the drone with the drone, SK drone, very, very early. And gathered some images from Lake Kirosion and Halikunas Beach. And what a beautiful area it is. And that's what you can look forward when you come and visit this beautiful island of Corfu.
Look at those colours and see how tranquil the lake is there. Absolutely beautiful. Dawn is obviously good on the East Coast. This is the West Coast, but I think you would agree Dawn's pretty good from here as well too.
Yeah, and this is just, and that's so the beauty on the island. And now it's starting getting warm again. Everything comes out, and I can see there's not a lot going on in the morning down here anyway. It's always empty.
But I have to say, I wouldn't really know that one, Thomas. But
yeah, but
it's not my time of day. That is beautiful.
Just looking now nobody's allowed on the beach, and that of course you would like to see something. It's for us the same. We haven't been there since lockdown, and this is not far away from us. But that's so the images here from Halikunas, the Lake Kyrosian and the beach of Halikunas. And what a beautiful thing we're living at.
We are, and we should point out that this is all part of a fantastic nature reserve.
Yes, definitely.
I do remember reading somewhere along the line that, would you believe, there are 14 different species of orchids lurking around there, and beyond the what you can see on screen, there is apparently a cedar forest as well.
Yeah.
The whole area is simply stunning, and if you know it, you'll know what I'm going on about.
And if you're here at the right time of the year, you're gonna see, can have a glimpse of the fantastic flamingos coming every year in spring and in autumn.
We were lucky we caught them a couple of months back, didn't we?
Yeah.
But we haven't. I can't see any signs from where I look over the sea. I can't see any signs at the moment. But as Thomas has said, we haven't been near in physical person to the beach. Doesn't seem quite right anyway. Why would we go to the beach? There's no need to. We're under lockdown. So, no. I have to say, Thomas, I haven't seen many people do it either. In fact, I've seen no one on the beach, and there aren't many cars going around. So that's a good thing that people are adhering to lockdown, because it's not just your germs, it's the other people as well, and you don't know whether you have this dreadful virus. You would then be putting other people at risk without you even realizing it. And after what we've seen from Captain Moore there at 99 in England and all the other frontline medical staff, just a point that comes into my head, Thomas, latest count of NHS people on the front line in the UK dying because of COVID-19 is a staggering number. 27 people have lost their lives, including a lovely 28-year-old nurse who gave birth. Fortunately, we're pleased to know that the child is well. But on the other side of things, I was very perturbed to learn that there was an 11-week-old baby born in Leicestershire yesterday with COVID-19. And the poor mother is beside herself with worry. We do hope the baby's all right. We don't know any more than that at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on that for you.
Yeah, we have to, and we're going to update you on that. But as we said earlier, I'm seeing messages again regarding holiday cancelling. Don't cancel your holiday at the moment. If it's booked for June and July, August, people are talking. Don't wait until the travel agency, until your tour operator is canceling it, informing you it's cancelled. So don't do anything before that, because nobody knows. Okay, the news, but this is all the news what come out. This is another thing now. It's a conflicting thing. One country said it's getting easier and we can roll again. The other said no. And now in Britain we heard something from a scientist who said lockdown won't be over. It will be eased.
Yes.
We can only think about lockdown, to lift the lockdown completely when we have found a vaccine. And that's another 12 months away.
Yes. And
so, that doesn't contribute to the whole situation.
No.
Okay, it's maybe honest, but you know what I mean.
The health minister, Nadine Dorries, who suffered the disease herself, she was once on one of those contestants on Celebrity Get Me Out of Here, I do believe. Anyway, she's the health minister. She tweeted yesterday that even if certain lockdown conditions were eased and relaxed, it most likely that social distancing is the one thing that's going to have to stay in place until there is a proper, full, effective vaccination available. So that could be 18 months away. Some say 12, but it's 12 18, plus. Let's say
12 plus.
I think we can agree on that one.
Yeah, but we have to see and wait. And the most important thing is that we keep patience. We're not getting frustrated. So we really
stay calm, but keep social.
Exactly, and that's what we try to do. I have here Nikos Louvros is saying, heavenly vista of Halikunas, Evkaristopoli, no problem, of course. Thank you. Gary O.D. is saying, Halikunas, love it there every summer.
Good one, Gary. It's a beautiful place, well, you know that. So tell all your friends and they can all share in the beauty. Just one point about travelling and airlines. I remember the last email came in from EasyJet where it was the chief exec, Mr. Lundgren, I think it is, Johan Lundgren. He was saying that he guarantees personally, it's in writing, so it should be valid and true, he's personally guarantee either you can rebook your flights on alternative dates or receive some sort of voucher for the equivalent of money spent on with EasyJet, or you can get a full cash refund. I don't know as yet whether anyone has achieved that. The last I heard was that they were having difficulty getting through. I think the site might have had a lot of traffic. Best way is to contact them is by email. But as Thomas said, and I think he's absolutely right, wait for them to contact you. Don't be hasty to cancel anything.
No, because you cancel everything now and then it opens up and you can travel. You have to join the line again. Now you're in it. Now you're in the line. So just hang in there and hopefully your dream come true and you can visit this beautiful island of Corfu. Theo mechanic is writing in saying, hello guys, congratulations,
Theo.
Thank you, Theo.
Can spare us, great. Poor old Theo, I feel a bit sorry for him because he was all gearing up to start a new line in car hire. I think he got some arrangement with a big automobile manufacturer, and of course there's no tourists, so I hope he's getting on all right.
But we're going to talk with him about it. Let's see, maybe he gives us a little bit more information and we can show a little bit the life, how it is now, and a little bit the struggle maybe, to show, it's everywhere in the world. We're in the same boat.
Absolutely. Theo runs a motorbike repair shop and does tires as well in the local village Erzmateus, and he and his business was one of our original sponsors for the very first season of Night Shift and other out and about programs we did. So many thanks, Theo, for contacting the program. Always good to hear from you.
Definitely. And I got another message I missed regarding, eating fish, while we spoke about it. That's from David Roseman. And he's saying now, I have been eating fish finger sandwiches for the last 56 years and no sign of intelligence yet.
Do you know what, David? I disagree with that. I think there's every side of intelligence because your comments that have come in have been very perceptive, very incisive and on the button. Therefore, I reckon your prolific eating of fish has done you some good. Great. Bon appetit and calorexy for when that extra load of fish that comes your way.
And here, Jackie Cherry is writing in, I got a refund. It took me 72 attempts to get through to them. But what the amount, what they have to cancel all this thing. I mean, but that's patience. 72 times.
Well done, you,
so that shows patience and determination.
Absolutely.
So that's great.
Yeah, it is, and fortitude. Well done, Jackie. Yeah, great. Good Lord. Well, anyways, we just repeat the point again. Don't be too hasty to cancel, and I'm sure the airline or the tour operator will be back in touch with you anytime soon. But always keep that hope, that flame of hope alive. You'll be able to come here one day. Let's hope it's sooner rather than later. Back to this island that you all love so much. Corfu. Once you've been here once, you'll never forget the place. It stays with you just a little bit in your heart. Trust me on that.
Definitely. And I just got joined by
yes, we have a new addition to the team. The StudioKerkyra has just gained a new member.
Came up to me and said hello, so why not?
Fabulous.
Hello to you.
We're very cat friendly here, and of course dog friendly.
We're animal friendly. We love animals. We love life. We're happy people. So, and that's what we try to get across to you guys. But sadly enough, I'm saying it again, man. And I know you don't like it, but our hour is over, and that's all we have time for today. So guys, thank you so much for writing in all these messages, taking part in our show so actively with your comments. And if you want to say more or you think there's something we should know, write us an email to inbox@studiokerkyra.com or send us a message after the show. But that's all we have time for today. Thank you for taking part, and please, until tomorrow, stay safe, stay happy. Thank you. Good evening.
Indeed, and enjoy your day, and thank you very much for your time, and most important of all, stay safe, and a very good afternoon to you all.